Do a little pregame hangout. Okay. All right. I know some other people are streaming right now. That's all right. Let me pull up my chat. It's not working here. Oh, hey everyone. See if I can get this all to work. I'm just trying to work out the kinks here. Stop sharing. Then I got to go back over to here. What's up, John? Also share audio. Okay. All right, cool. It's not letting me get on here. One second, guys. What's up, y'all? Okay, I had it on mute there for a second. See, that's why I'm trying to get the kinks out. Everybody can hear me now, though, right? What's up, y'all? Okay. Woo. Echo. All right. So, all right. You guys, can you hear me and the video? Let me see. All right. So, no sound from the video. How about now? You'll be able to hear it now. Oh, man. All right. Let me try this again. All right. Here we go. Share screen. Also share entire screen. Share system audio. Okay.
To warm up a bit.
Now you can hear it.
Water's kind of chilly, and the sun's a ways off yet, so I'll use this as an excuse to not get in that river yet.
There you go.
Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a wetsuit. Today I'm bringing my 6.5 mil wetsuit, which is a fairly heavy wetsuit. It's kind of I don't like packing it around, but
So yeah, I just figured we hang out and watch some videos. I know some of you guys are going to be watching GP for a while, and that's cool. But
you need a wetsuit.
Figure we hang out. I'm going to mute it for a little bit.
Mask.
We're doing some stuff in the background, but enjoy the video.
Because you're going to be walking around.
If you don't know Two Toes, subscribe to him.
Your basic gear. So let me show you what I use for the basic gear. Okay, now, ideally, you want to be able to carry all your gear in one hand. Now, the two tools that I consider basic.
If you ever want to learn how to snipe, this is the video right
snipe here. Without is a rock pick hammer and some type of a pry bar. It's made by Estwing, and I really like these bars. And I have a link below to Amazon where you can find these bars. The reason I like this bar is because of prying ability here, but mainly, especially for sniping, you have the point and a place where you can hammer, so you can use this thing as a chisel to get down in between the rocks and loosen them.
Daniel, I don't know who my favorite celebrity is.
And the rock pick hammer, same thing. You use the point.
It's hard to say.
Get down there.
Maybe right now.
Hit the rock.
Other than Careless Whispers, I don't know. That's really hard to say.
Snipe without them.
I guess the Chiefs are in the AFC Championship, so I might have to say Patrick Mahomes. I don't know.
Is a crevice tool. It can be any type of a tool that has a thin blade that you can get down in and dig the gravel out of the crevice. You have to have something to get down in there to pull that gravel back so you can fan it and get to the goal. Then the next tool is a pair of tweezers. I prefer locking tweezers.
Just found out I ate the last pieces.
If you're in fast water, you get down in there, you get a piece of gold, you can lock these, and if you lose your footing and fall over whatever, all you got to do is find your tweezers and your gold will still be in them. Then another tool, and this one is not absolutely necessary. If you don't care about the fine gold, you really don't need that.
Daniel, you like Adam Sandler, huh?
But
yeah, he's pretty funny.
I carry a snuffer bottle. And I put several lead weights in it, so it stays on the bottom. I painted it red, so when it floats away, it's easier to find. But these are real handy in using to flush the crevice out. You can blow water down in the crevice, and then if you have small particles of gold in there, it's way easier to suck them up with this than it is to pick them up.
What's up, Bear Prospecting? Abu Rahab
and
Gary
then the
is the
last
OG
thing
goat.
This is hopefully you're going to need this.
No doubt.
This is your plastic
better go in and give
bottle
GP and Mama a hello and a like. But you guys should be watching.
I don't carry in my hand.
Separate window.
I slide it down in the sleeve of my wetsuit, so it stays there. So it's always handy to get. The same thing with the crevice, the tweezers. You can slide them down in as long as you're working in an area. You slide them in there, and they're always handy. If you're swimming, if you're moving from one spot to another, you want to take these out and hold them because they will slide out. Your gold bottle won't, as long as you keep it down in the wetsuit far enough and you got a good tight fitting wedge.
Liking the hello.
Okay, but that's basically right here is all I take with me when I'm sniping. Mainly because you're gonna be moving and you don't want to have to go back, get gear, and waste all your time transferring gear. A couple other tools that are really handy but not necessary that in situations like today, where we're going to be sniping
hang out. I think all you guys already know
from where my pack is.
How to enter in the giveaway.
I threw in my little gold pan.
Let me, in case you
and
don't.
my plastic hose.
Here's
the
this
gold
video
pan
right here.
It's really good for
moving
gravel. If you got a lot of gravel, you can just scoop it into the pan and get it out of there.
Okay,
If
so
you want to
that
do a
video
little
that I just put in the
crevicing, which
chat,
I'm going to do here in a couple of minutes because I'm killing time waiting
click
for
on
the
that
sun.
video and leave a
You
comment
got your
on
pan
that
and your
video
tools.
of 30K.
And then the hose. This is real handy.
Agreed, Hobo Rob.
For underwater, you can use it to fill. You can fill it full of water, and you can use it to blow
Totally
the
agreed
crevice
on
out
that.
to get it clean. Or if you're down deep and you
Yeah,
can't
Gary's
get
one
the
of the
gravel
channels
out,
that I
you can
watched
use this
before I
like
even
a little
started
bread. You
prospecting.
can
It got
suck
me
it up
really
and
interested.
either dump it in your
And maybe
pan
just
or
want to
dump
get
it
out
on
there
the
and do it.
bedrock and fan it there. But this is real handy. Problem with these two things, you can't carry them with you because they'll float away. So if you're
A
going to
long
be
time since I watched
moving,
this one.
you can't bring these unless you wear a backpack all the time in the water. Now, on the subject of packs, a fanny pack is real handy for carrying your small tools.
Dog's yakking.
A lot of times I'll wear a fanny
He's eating
pack.
too
If I have
fast.
a
Paul, you're eating
fanny
too fast,
pack
buddy.
on, I'll throw in a chisel and a couple
getting
of
after it.
like a crevice pick and things like that. Now, I have on occasion when I'm hiking a long ways from where my base camp is, I will take a backpack, put my gear in that backpack, and take it up. But you want a small backpack, and you want to make sure you
Heard
have
if you live
a
in New
strap
Jersey, we'd love to get together.
tying your two shoulder straps
I wish I
together.
had a lot of time to
That
travel,
way
but
you're
I
not
work full time,
constantly
and like
fighting
my
it, trying
vacation
to
time is
float
pretty much
off.
all spoken for.
It keeps it up, keeps it tight. And
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
right,
have a
Rob. You got
pack
to hang out with Gary
that'll
before.
drain. You don't want to be packing around water. If you got to get out of the creek and climb over a rock, you don't want 20 pounds of water on your back. So it's preferably to have one that drains, or poke a few holes in it and so it will drain. Now the last thing I want to cover while I'm sitting here on a rock is safety. When you're sniping, it's a real safe way to look for gold, but there are some hazards. One, the same as it is for anything else, moving a rock that's going to come in on you and get your hand crushed or whatever. But the main thing is you have to always keep in mind what's below you. You don't want to snipe directly over at the top of a waterfall to where if your foot slips, you're going over the falls. So you just have to keep in mind what's directly below you. Make sure that, especially if you're working in fast water, if you lose your grip,
yeah, the giveaway starts at 7:30.
Going over rapids or whatever, heading down.
Just figured we'd
do
this for a little bit.
I think I'm going to
that way, if
up
anybody
and
stops in and they don't know how to participate in the giveaway.
Okay,
what's up, J&T?
I don't know how good the sound's going to be with all the noise here, but basically this spot right here is a real good example of
I wish I could find a spot that looks like that. What's up, Trouble?
Sniping area. The only problem we got here is there's a little too much white water. But if you look upstream, the river makes a sharp bend around that way. So we're on the inside of
Mary,
the bend.
so did you see the video
that I just linked above? Boulder pile.
Mary, just click on that video. Scroll up in the chat a little bit.
Diminish the flow.
Click on that video.
When it gets
and
to
then
here.
Leave a comment 30K.
So on the inside,
he's called Two Toes because a mountain goat has two toes.
Side, we have much less velocity.
And Gary's like a mountain goat.
We have several nice crevices running up here. This one right here by my feet, the one I'm interested in. That one out there looked better to me, but it's all white water, and we don't have enough time to divert the flow and all that. So we're going to concentrate on this one right here. Now let me get you a little closer in on this one. Okay,
1 second, y'all.
See, right in here we have a crevice running with the river, which is not ideal, but being we're in an area where we're protected by this bedrock in front of us, and those boulders to the side, we know we have a diminished flow in here. So that gold can come right around here and drop right in here. So this, to me, is a real nice catch. So we'll go ahead and start working this crevice right here. Okay, now there's a couple different methods I use here. This first part, we're going to just basically, we're fanning for the gold that's in the gravel. Now, I don't really expect to find any in here, but if you're in a stream that has a lot of fine gold in the gravel, this is the method I use. I first take all the larger rocks off the top, and then I'll just fan the gravel a little bit, and you just keep an eye out for any specks of gold that show up, then pull the top back, and then fan again. And then I'll take and just run the gravel back and forth and just take the stuff off the top. Because as you move the gravel with your fanning and pulling it, your gold should drop down. And then just go back to fanning and watch for pieces and just repeat the procedure until you finally get down to the bedrock where the gold can't go any further. Now, as you work your way down, you just keep pulling that gravel back and forth, like I say, and just don't worry about taking the stuff off the top and just chucking it. Your gold will be working down. And now, once you get down to the bedrock, that's when you got to really pay attention because gold can't go any further.
I'll get to pee.
But you have to make sure
Back.
that you clean every little crack and crevice down there, get all the rocks out of the way.
They crashed.
Because gold can hide, as long as there's a rock
Finish your
there, there
supper,
can be a
bud.
piece of gold hiding in behind it. So you want to make sure you get it all clean. Now here we have an example of a rock that is really hard to remove, a round rock that's really jammed in a crevice. Now you'll notice that I took my pry bar and I hammered it down in between the rock and the bedrock on one side. That pushes the rock over and gives it a little bit of room alongside it, so when you hit it with the hammer, it will knock the gravel loose on that one side. And then it gives you a little bit of room to start wiggling the rock. And as you wiggle the rock back and forth, it will allow the gravel that's got it jammed in there to drop out and move. And you just keep wiggling it back and forth, up and down as much as you can, making sure that you have a spot where that gravel can drop down. You want to keep it clean underneath best you can. And as you move it, it just gets easier and easier to move until you finally can pull that thing out of there. Now, this method is, to me, the most enjoyable. Where you have a nice little crevice where you just basically are prying the rocks out, fanning it a little bit, and looking for the gold. If the rocks are packed too tight, you can smack it with your rock pick hammer a little bit, or take the pointy end of your bar and chisel on it some. But basically, you take your crevice tool or a screwdriver or whatever you got and just pry the rocks out and fan the gravel periodically and hopefully pick up the nuggets. Now here we have a really good example of a very narrow crevice where a thin blade on a crevice tool.
Oh, you saw her come by the camera?
Is a real advantage to get down in those very narrow crevices and get them cleaned out. Well, now here's a crevice that we finally found some gold in.
Look at that.
Now, when I pick up the gold out of a crevice with the tweezers, I like to put it in my bottle over the crevice that I got it out of. that way, if I drop it, I miss the bottle to drop it, it doesn't end up in my tailings pile or in the current or somewhere else. I like to put it right in the bottle and then go ahead and put the bottle right back into my wetsuit.
Love to hear a
And
spot
that
like
way I
that.
know right where my gold is and it's safe and sound. Now, after working on the upper part of this crevice for quite a while and not finding a thing, I decided to come back down to the lower portion to where I did find a piece of gold.
It finds its way to sneak down in those tiny little cracks, huh? Ooh, look at that.
And it did pay off because we did find another piece of gold.
Like, you wouldn't even think that piece of gold would be able to get down there. That's just unbelievable, man. And that's a nice piece, too. Rob, you better go over there and claim your prize. Careless just said you got a prize over from GP's channel. Yeah, Troubled, man, you go live a lot, buddy.
Now to finish
a lot.
cleaning
A lot
this
of times it's
crevice,
like
I had
early in
a
the morning
chunk
when I
of
first get up.
bedrock
getting ready
here
for
that I
work.
just could not get out.
Seems
So
like
this is why I really like that pry bar. You can get down in there and just knock those hunks loose, which allows you to clean the whole crevice out. Makes it much easier. That way you don't have to work around
I used to go live a lot
piece
more
of
from the
bedrock.
creek when I was at Yakula.
And that, cleaning
Yeah, it's
that
fun, man.
out really paid off because we
It's fun.
did find another piece of gold. Now,
Standing's fun.
it's in
Look
the
at that
lower part
piece
of
of
the
gold down
screen
there,
there. I
too.
had a little bit of trouble with my camera staying on the gold because I can't see what I'm filming. And now it's at the top of the screen. But it was another nice, I think it might have been the nicest piece of gold we got that day.
I like how he films his video and then he goes back and does a voiceover.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired. So I think I'm calling it a day. Now, one thing I want to remind you of, as soon as you come out of the
David
water,
Dandran's got that red membership badge.
when you're done for the day, get your gold bottle out of your
Been a member
sleeve.
for a long time, buddy.
Because more than once,
I don't even know how long you have to be a member for a red badge.
Quite a while trying to find this bottle when it went flying.
Hey,
So
Gene.
make sure as soon as you're done, the first thing you do is pull that bottle out of your sleeve so you don't lose it. Okay, we got some nice hunks of gold in here.
Man, dude, he finds more gold like in one day than I find like in a year.
Sure, if that's going to focus.
That's
on
California,
that.
though, for you. Wow.
Okay, well, I got to hike a ways with this wetsuit on before I can change back into my clothes. So,
or your live crash.
Hike on down to my clothes.
No joke. California's a different place.
And then I doubt if I'm going to unpack the camera.
That's how you
again,
find gold right there. You got to find places
I'm
like
pretty
that
sure
with crazy
I'll
bedrock
see you guys
everywhere
at the
like
house.
that.
As usual.
See how much you got? How much you guys think?
Let's throw that gold on the scale.
I'm gonna say 4 grams.
Okay, first thing we're gonna weigh is that nugget we got right at the end there.
Trouble says 6 grams. 1.5.
1.52 grams.
It usually goes by penny weight.
Our other pieces.
3.8.
We ended up with 3.79 grams.
Man, you can find 3.8 grams every time you go out.
2.4 pennyweights. Not too shabby.
If you don't know what pennyweight is, it takes 20 pennyweight
to
to be
bad, considering I spent most of the day talking. Now, this is the time of year that the river's at its lowest. We're starting to go into fall now, So it's definitely sniping season. So I plan on heading back up. There's another spot there.
Another video I want to show you
That
guys.
looks really good to me. That I'm definitely going to go up and do a little sniping there and see what we can turn up. I want to get as much in as I can before the range hit and sniping season's over. Well, I have to take the gold I found so far this year, and I'm supposed to be keeping a log, and I haven't put any entries in for a bit, so I'm going to do that right now. That way I know I stay ahead of Jeff, so I got to keep a running total. Oh, if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Let's see.
And if you hit the little bell up there in the corner, you'll get notification whenever I post a video. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. That way I can figure out what you guys want to watch. And right now, I'm going to log some gold. So you guys have
how many subs is Gary up to? 68,000. You should be at way more than that, y'all. Way more than that. All right, here's another good one. This is an old school video from Jeff Williams from 6 years ago. He's been in it for a long time.
Ooh, shh. No, I ain't hunting plenty, Pat. You know what I'm doing out here, son. I'm not looking for gold, but you know what? Something's out here looking for me. Boy, I keep hearing noises up in those woods. I've heard stories about stuff in that woods. All right, we're going to be looking for gold today. Now, I'm going to be hunting gold. Hopefully nothing's hunting me. You know what I'm saying, boy? All right, now get over here, boy, and take a look at this. I got a spot right here. I'm going to teach you how to find gold in these creeks and rivers. All right, let me get my stuff set up, all right? So you know what I'm going to say. You better. So come on. Let's go. Shh.
These are the videos that I started watching.
All right, now, what's the first thing? First things first, son of Jim. You better be on land that's open and ain't already pre-claimed or private property. You hear me, boy? All right, now the second thing is it better be a gold-producing area. Why are you going to waste your time if it ain't? All right, number 3, when you get to creeks like this, you're going to be looking for the inside bend here. You see that? See it, boy? Right in there. See that inside bend of that creek? All right, so what are you going to look for next? Come here and I'll show you, boy. All right, now this is important, so put your thinking caps on, son. All right, you see the inside curve of this creek? See that? You see it? You notice anything about it? That's right. I got a whole bunch of fine gravels and little pebbles out here. And then what do I got at the head of it? See that? All those heavies down there that dropped out right away, just like in a sluice box. So what you're going to do is when you come to these inside bends, you're going to look for that. You're going to look for those big, heavy stones. Big stones, big gold. Little stones, little gold. So and each creek's going to be different. So you're going to look for those big piles of cobbles, and especially if they're black. Black, shiny stones are usually heavy and filled with iron. They're usually mafic in structure, and that's what you're going to look for. Then you can see where it turns to fine sand. There ain't going to be nothing out there. If it is, it's going to be little tiny gold. If I got any gold, it's going to be right in there, and that's where I'm going to sample. Also, you got to look at how these creeks are cutting in to these banks. You can see that I've got a whole bunch of benches out here. You start finding gold in here, you might want to check the benches, because sometimes the gold was deposited on these benches a long time ago, and then what happened? The river cut into them and put it down there. So I always see people in the creeks, and they get excited when they find a little gold on the inside bend. Well, you need to figure out where it came from, son, because that's the real gold. So I'm going to get on down there and take a sample. You know what I'm saying? So you better know, so come on. Let's go! Oh, shh. Now the idea is to sample in 3 places. Up here in the head, middle, and tail. And you're going to trench this way. So you trench, put it in their pan. The idea is you're trying to find the pay streak. You find some here, here, and here, draw a straight line. There's your pay streak. It's as simple as that, son. So the first thing you need to do is determine if there's gold in there. And yeah, you're going to get wet.
Yeah,
Now, when you're raking rocks, if you don't classify, you need to bring the rocks to the back of the pan, not to the front.
Yeah, you don't.
Remember, you want low water pressure in there, so if you can't find a spot and the creek's going this way, you pan that way. All right, I don't think you can see it, but I got 2 little pieces of fly poop in there. I know there's gold in here. Now the question is where's the pay streak and where's the source? What you're gonna do is you're gonna compare that. You're gonna sample there and there. And what you're looking for is to see if those pieces get any bigger or rougher, coarse as they call it. That's important. Remember, you're a detective. You're not just to find gold. You need to find the pay streak, and if possible, you need to find the source. So I want to figure out where that's at. Before I do that, I'm going to show you some other places you should check. So you know what I'm going to say, huh? So come on. Oh, shh. So come on. Let's go. Whoa. All right, now here's another one people miss all the time. What's that? These little tributaries that feed into these creeks or rivers. Now, people find gold in these creeks and they get all excited and happy. Well, I tell them, that's great, but you want to find out where it's coming from. If you can get to the source, that's what you want. And the first thing you do is when you start finding gold, you work your way what? Upstream. And what you're doing, you're looking to see if the pieces are getting bigger. Now, if all of a sudden the gold stops right over there, then I know it's coming from around here. So you're going to look for these little tributaries that feed into it, just like this one. And what do you see? See these gravel zones here?
Thanks, man.
That's all
I work
gravel.
outside in the cold every day. I'm going to work tomorrow.
Could be from an old river channel. Could from when this place was a lake. Could be from glacial flow. Could be all kinds of stuff. Washington here had gold in it. So what you need to do, that's right. You're going to sample across this bunker. You're going to dig a small trench, pan it out right there. If you start finding gold, you know you're on a winner. You're going to follow this up. Every 20 feet, you're going to trench again. And you're going to look for gold. If there's gold, compared to the last gold, is it getting bigger? Is it getting coarser? Is it getting rougher? So you're going to keep following it up and see. Does it stop? If it does, you know you're close to the source. You need to go left, right, straight ahead. It's called triangulation. You need to find the source. So anyway, that's what we're going to do here, because I know that this thing is probably feeding gold into that creek. And it's probably coming from up there because I think there's an outcropping. You know what I'm going to say, huh? You better. So come on. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Now, look at this, son of Jim. All right, now, the tributary splits into 2 smaller little feeders. I checked the one on the right, didn't get nothing. Checking the one on the left, and look at this. Ooh, isn't that a perfect spot? All right, what do I got? Well, right in here, you can see where I've got a wide pool. So it comes down, it's caught in between these 2 rocks, and then all of a sudden it widens out into a bowl. What happens is the pressure drops on that water, which drops the gold out of it. There's a bunch of rocks in there that'll hold that gold. If it was smooth, I wouldn't even look at it. I got these 2 big rocks right here that create a pinch point, and then it swells out. That's perfect, because you're going from a high pressure zone to a low pressure zone. Low pressure, gold will drop out. You're going to sample in here. This is a good spot. If you find nice pieces of gold in here, you're going to keep working your way up. And that's what we're going to do now, boy. And that's what I suggest you do. So I'm not even going to say it because I keep hearing something come down out of the tree line. Got to go get my rifle.
This dude's out of control.
Ooh, this is perfect. Now, what am I standing on, boy? What does that look like? That's bedrock. See that? Perfect. All right, so what are you going to do? Well, bedrock is fantastic for catching gold, especially if it's rough. If it's smooth, forget about it. Gold's going to flow right over the top of it. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to look for the big rocks that are sitting on top of this bedrock. And then what are you going to do? You're going to move the rocks up. And you're going to watch out because critters like to live under them, so watch your hands. And you're going to sample because the gold's going to get trapped underneath these stones, and it can't go down any further because the bedrock is bedrock, son. Come on, you know this. You're going to sample this area like this, especially bedrock, boulders. All this stuff is good. Ooh, and this looks tasty, too. So you find a lot of gold here or any gold here, you know that you're not far from the source or from where the source used to be. A lot of times the source is eroded away millions of years ago. So if you come across a bunch of bedrock like this and you're already in a creek with gold, sample it. Tear all these rocks out. Clean up. Use a little brush. Whatever you got. I know you don't have a backpack out here in the middle of nowhere. That's why you bring a brush. Brush it all up, take it back down the creek and pan it. Inspect those pieces with a jeweler's loupe and find out, are they getting bigger or are they flatter and smoother? It'll tell you how much it's traveled. It'll tell you if you're getting closer. These are things you need to do. Remember, you're a detective now. So if I find gold here, I know that I got this wide open meadow. So the trick is, where did it come from? And if I find out where it come from, I'm going to get every speck of it. Woo, so you know what I'm going to say? Ooh, I'll tell you what I'm going to say. So come on, let's go.
Oh, there's a snake under that rock.
All right. Oh, look at this little monkey right here. All right, look at this. Got a big, huge piece of basalt. It's an extrusive volcanic rock. It's got a lot of iron and magnesium in it, son, if you know anything about mafic rock. So anyway, this thing is sitting up here high. And I know that there's a reason why it's here, and I'm not going to go into that. Because I'm on one of these tiny little feeder creeks. I got a whole bunch of debris caught behind here whenever they have the heavy rain seasons come through here. So what are you going to do? Well, first thing you do is you're going to sample in front of it. Because the water comes forward. As it hits it, it breaks that pressure zone. It drops it down, creates eddy currents in the front.
That's so cool.
And as it flows around, the pressure zones are in the back or even less. So first thing you do is you come around the front. You're going to sample down far, especially if it's on bedrock. Now, a better thing to do is to get this monker out of here. Now, we're going to put another video out there that shows you how you can get these rocks out of your way effectively and quickly. Because I hate these things. They get in my way. The gold's underneath them. How do I move them? I'm going to show you how to move them, son. And I'm going to show you how to move them real fast.
Shut this video
so anyway, you're going to sample in the front.
And fire up the giveaway.
And then you're going to sample around here in the corner in the back. You see that? As the water comes into the front, it hits this, bam. All of a sudden, the water stops. Ooh, before it decides to go left or right. As it does so, it drops all of its energy. It creates a low pressure zone. The gold drops out, bam, right there. So, and if it's on bedrock, the gold's going to work its way underneath this rock. I know I'm close to the source, just a matter of finding it. And this is where your little VLFs come in too. Because if I've got any outcroppings of quartz in this mesothermal zone, whoo, I tell you what, that VLF will find it. I'm going to get on up in there, son, and I'm going to take a look around because there's a big bowl. And I just know that cool's in there. So you know what I'm going to say? Woo, ah! So come on, let's go.
What's up, Ed? All right. There's another one. So you guys have to go watch these. You know that, right? Like if you're not subscribed to these channels, I mean, I'm not trying to take watch time from them for sure. Let's see. Here's one. We don't have time for this. Flash has been a member for 8 months. 8 months. Wow. Okay. So we got about 15 minutes till the giveaway starts. Let me go ahead and go back here. Stop sharing my screen. All right, there we go. So there's 18 of you here now. Has everybody already entered into the giveaway or not? If you haven't entered into the giveaway, thanks, English Prospector. If you don't know English Prospector, guys, go subscribe to him. If you have not entered into the giveaway, I'll post the video one more time in the chat. And here comes the video right here. All right. Click on that video that I just posted and leave a comment. 30K. Just 30K. 30K. All right. So if you're in, you're in. We're going to go over and do the random comment picker. Choose comments that include 30 in it. And that's how we're going to select the winner. Let me show you real quick. So if anybody has things that they want to donate for the giveaway, feel more than free to. But so what I'm giving away right now, I got a Careless Whispers gym bag. Careless gym bag that she donated to the cause. And then I got 4 of these right here. 4 of these right here. 0.25 gram bags. Gold is where you find it, pay dirt. So I'm not a pay dirt dealer. All the pay dirt that I pretty much get rid of, it's in giveaways. I mean, I've sold a little bit. For the most part, it's just been for giveaways for my members. But that's what we're gonna do with those. I got 4 quarter-gram bags. English prospector. Yeah, no, I'm not a pay dirt vendor. I don't mind enough gold for pay dirt, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down so I can get some refreshments until we start at 7:30. But go ahead and make sure you click that link, leave a comment 30K on that video there, and hope you guys enjoyed those couple little videos there from Two Toes and from Jeff Williams. And if you're not subscribed, go subscribe to them. But we're gonna shut it down for right now, and I'll see you all at 7:30.